everyone, this is Maki. Today we are going to analyze a very popular main mobile suit. This is the Gundam that appears in Gundam Seed Destiny. It's the Destiny Gundam. This is the Gundam that Shin Asuka pilots in the second half of the story. Its characteristic is that it seems to integrate three types of striker packs into one. It has equipment that seems to inherit elements from both Stry Gundam and Impulse Gundam, and its design with a villainous-looking face is very impressive. The red tail-like design is also an important feature. This time, let's analyze how Destiny Gundam came to be, what kind of weapons it is equipped with, and what kind of achievements it has made. It's a Gundam that inherits many elements related to past Gundam series, not just the Seed series. So hit the subscribe button and let's start our research on Destiny Gundam. Zaft has developed a new powerful mobile suit. The completed Impulse Gundam has achieved the ability to handle any situation by changing its equipment according to the circumstances. However, in pursuit of even higher performance, more powerful equipment was developed. That's how the Destiny Silhouette was created. It is an extremely powerful piece of equipment that combines the mobility of the Force Impulse, the melee compatibility of the Sword Impulse, and the artillery compatibility of the Blast Impulse. It may come as a surprise, but while the Destiny Silhouette is an important military secret, it is also a piece of equipment that has been publicly announced to the world. Journalist Jess Bravo visited the Space Colony Armory, want to cover the New Millennium and Second Stage series. Among the materials he read was a mention of the Destiny Silhouette. Zaft has previously revealed new mobile suits such as CQ-10 and Baku to the world as part of their propaganda. Similarly, the existence of the Destiny Silhouette has been publicly announced. Gilbert Duano told journalists it is important to try to avoid war by publicly announcing the existence of powerful weapons. Courtney Hirias of the Burn Design Bureau was instrumental in the development of the Destiny Silhouette. In Destiny Astray, Courtney says the Destiny Impulse that I poured my heart and soul into has finally been completed. Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam were developed by the Integrated Design Bureau, which unified France's weapon design bureaus. The Integrated Design Bureau is a joint design bureau of several weapon development organizations, such as the Heinlein Design Bureau, Asimov Design Bureau, Clark Design Bureau, Burn Design Bureau, and Wells Design Bureau. It is unclear why the Burn Design Bureau, and not the Integrated Design Bureau, led the development of the Destiny Silhouette. Albert Heinlein, who appeared in the movie Seed Freedom, is the person who created the Freedom Gundam and the Justice Gundam. He is worshipped as a godlike being by the mechanics. The Destiny Silhouette is a powerful device that could determine the fate of the plant. It is unclear why a top talent like Albert was not employed. Although it is not explicitly stated, it is assumed that he was a key figure in the Heinlein Design Bureau. The factors are the surname Heinlein and the fact that he was the person who led the development of freedom and justice. Why wasn't Albert involved in the design of the Destiny Silhouette? The main reason, of course, is that Seed Freedom is a story written after Seed Destiny. But that interpretation is not very interesting. Albert belongs to Compass, an organization that guards the peace of the entire world. Compass is an organization in which both neutrals and coordinators participate. Albert is also portrayed as a person who does not discriminate based on race, although he is different from Lars and the others. It is highly likely that Albert does not hold thoughts such as racial discrimination or dominating others. The development of the Destiny silhouette and the Destiny Gundam was carried out under the orders of Gilbert Giuliano. The development of the Destiny silhouette began as a weapon to realize Chairman Giuliano's ideal world. Is Albert the kind of person who would swear allegiance to Chairman Giuliano personally? Kira and Dasran say the Destiny plan destroys potential. It wouldn't be surprising if the very intelligent Albert also concluded that the Destiny plan destroys technological development and potential. Analyzing these elements may be interesting. Let's look forward to more detailed portrayals in future spin-offs. Back to Courtney and the Destiny silhouette. Thanks to Courtney's efforts, the Destiny silhouette was successfully completed. However, the Destiny silhouette also had significant drawbacks. First, its power consumption was too high, requiring multiple recades during a single mission. In addition, the frame strength of the Impulse Gundam was insufficient to handle the multiple weapons with different characteristics. The frame strength of the Impulse Gundam was reduced in order to realize the mechanism for separation and combination. Therefore, the Destiny Impulse equipped with the Destiny silhouette was redesigned to strengthen the frame and eliminate the separation and combination mechanism. Although the Destiny Impulse was developed based on the Impulse Gundam, it was completed as a completely different entity. Courtney appreciated the mechanism of the Impulse Gundam to change equipment according to the situation. However, the military's requirement was to handle every situation with one type of equipment. Looking at the finished Destiny Impulse, Courtney said this mobile suit ignores the potential it originally had. Have you noticed? The element of ignoring the potential it originally had is a very important theme in the story of Sea Destiny. Do you recognize the element of ignoring unknown potential and closing off the future? That's right, it's the Destiny plan. This theme is also mentioned in the lines spoken by Kyo Yamamoto and Afran's arc. As a result of destroying the potential that the Impulse Gundam originally had with the imposed role of the Destiny silhouette, the Destiny Impulse Gundam was born. The Destiny Impulse became a failure due to the two drawbacks. I mentioned earlier the energy consumption is too high, requiring multiple recades, and the frame strength designed for the separation mechanism is insufficient for the use of the Destiny silhouette. Later, another mobile suit called Destiny Impulse R was completed, but I'll explain that in another program. Due to the failure of the Destiny Impulse, the Zaftani began designing a new mobile suit. This led to the creation of the Destiny Gundam. The chairman of the Plan Supreme Council, Gilbert Giuliano, issued an order to develop a weapon that incorporated the best technology. The development staff interpreted this as an order to create a mobile suit using nuclear engines and mirage-colored particles. The reason why Giuliano issued such a roundabout order is unclear. It may have been due to the political implications of directly ordering the development of weapons that ignored the Junius Treaty with the Earth Alliance. If the order had been given before the war, it's possible that the design staff would have taken the Junius Treaty into account when designing the mobile suits in accordance with Giuliano's orders. However, immediately after the war began, the Earth Alliance used Mirage colloidal stealth and large numbers of nuclear missiles in combat. Thus, the Junius Treaty was effectively ignored from the beginning of the war. Thus, the Destiny Gundam was equipped with a nuclear engine Mirage-colored particles and even the latest technologies developed by civilian organizations for combat purposes. First, let's take a look at the nuclear engine. The Destiny Gundam is equipped with a newly designed hyper-deuterium engine. This engine, a combination of a miniaturized and more powerful version of the nuclear engine used in Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam, the ultra-compact nuclear reactor, and the battery, also includes a deuterium beam power transmission device. This newly developed engine is capable of several times the power of conventional nuclear engines. In addition, the Destiny Gundam has features not used in the TV anime. According to issue 147 of the Gundam Fact File released in August 2007, the Destiny Gundam has a special cockpit that allows the pilot to activate hyper mode. The cockpit console is slightly modified to allow the maximum power of the engine to be used. However, this feature was never used in the TV anime or any of the spin-offs. In the movie Gundam Seed Freedom, the upgraded Destiny Gundam Spec 2 demonstrates incredible combat capabilities. At the time of this writing, the details of the Destiny Gundam Spec 2 have not been revealed. Maybe it achieved such high combat capabilities by using the hyper mode. This hyper-deuterium engine overcame the energy depletion problem that existed in the Destiny Impulse. Next, let's talk about frame strength. The Destiny Impulse had problems with its frame not being able to withstand powerful armaments and high-speed combat. The Destiny Gundam solved this problem by redesigning its frame. It aimed to overcome the challenge by achieving flexible movement similar to a human body. Simply increasing the strength of the frame was not enough to wield large swords or engage in high-speed combat. In addition, a sliding structure was adopted for the armor and internal components to move along with the movement. This movable armor structure, which was also used in the Strike Freedom, was designed differently for the Destiny Gundam. The armor of the Strike Freedom was designed to be movable, regardless of the decrease in defense power, assuming Kira Yamato's piloting skills. There was no time for fine-tuning, so the design was based on the wishful thinking that Kira would be able to avoid it. On the other hand, the armor of the Destiny Gundam was designed by thoroughly analyzing Shin piloting skills. They were able to minimize the amount of time that the armor's defensive power decreased due to its movement. This armor adjustment continued even after Shin received the Destiny Gundam. This difference reflects the settings for the Destiny Gundam operated by the large organization Zaft and the Strike Freedom operated by the small faction, led by Lost Klein. In terms of continuous adjustment, the Destiny Gundam's armor could be considered more technically advanced. In addition, special materials are used in the joints of Strike Freedom and Infinite Justice use Space Shift armor. However, the joints of the Destiny Gundam use a slightly different technology. The joints of the Destiny Gundam are made of a special material derived from the variable Fish Shift armor technology. This special material, which has not been named, changes its properties in response to the movements of the frame. By alternating between hardening and softening, it allows movements similar to those of the human body. This is made possible by the enormous energy provided by the hyper-deuterium engine. Excess energy is emitted as light particles, giving the joints a dull metallic glow. The complex frame structure and new special materials have enabled the joints of the Destiny Gundam to achieve remarkable high performance. However, the internal structure has become many times more complex than that of conventional mobile suits, requiring highly skilled technical personnel to operate it. Next, let's analyze the wings. There is a main engine in the center of the body with wings on either side. The wings consist of 2 large wings and 3 small wings on each side. This structure, with a total of 10 wings and a central main engine, is the same as the Freedom Gundam of Seed. These wings use the Voichi Lumiere technology developed by the civilian organization Deep Space Survey and Development Organization. This is a new type of engine capable of converting energy such as lasers into propulsion. When used by the Destiny Gundam equipped with the Hyper Deuterium engine, it shows amazing performance. DSSD is an organization that receives financial support from plant. However, DSSD is a military organization that strongly opposes military cooperation. In Seed Stargazer, they refuse the Earth Alliance's Phantom Pain's heavy-handed request for cooperation and engage in combat. It is unclear how Zaft obtained the Voichi Lumiere technology. Chairman Durano also obtained data on the Earth Alliance's new weapon, the Destroy Gundam. He must have secretly obtained the technology somehow. It is often misunderstood, but the wings of light of the Destiny Gundam are not Voichi Lumiere. They are a new technology, developed by adapting the Voichi Lumiere technology. The new technology has no name. Official materials such as the mobile suit encyclopedia state that Strike Freedom is equipped with Voichi Lumiere. And they state that Destiny Gundam is equipped with a new type of engine adapted from Voichi Lumiere technology. Surprisingly, Destiny Gundam is more technologically advanced than Strike Freedom. Again, this reflects the difference in organizational strengths between lowest line Small Force and Zaft, which is controlled by the Plant Nation. When the wings of light are activated, Destiny Gundam has incredible speed and thrust. In battle against Infinite Justice Gundam, it overwhelms Infinite Justice in a head-to-head battle. In addition, the wings are equipped with new weapons that use mirage colloid particles. They can create optical afterimages of themselves while flying at high speed. Enemy pilots are confused by the fast-moving Destiny Gundam and its afterimages. It is unclear how these afterimages affect radars and other sensors. The afterimages in Gundam Formula 91 affect sensors, causing enemy computers to mistakenly detect multiple Gundams. It is unknown if the afterimages of the Destiny Gundam will have the same effect. Equipped with many new technologies, the Destiny Gundam was completed as the ultimate mobile suit. Let's also look at the model number. The letter S at the end of the number means second stage. Soft nuclear-powered weapons have a format in which the letter A is added to the end of the model number. However, the Destiny Gundam, which is equipped with multiple weapons that ignore the Junius Treaty, is an internationally illegal weapon. To hide this fact, it is classified as a second stage. Because it is equipped with several new technologies, it is often described as appropriate to classify as a third stage or higher weapon. Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam are classified as first stage. Impulse Gundam, Savior Gundam, and the 3 Gundams stolen by the Earth Alliance are classified as second stage. There is no description that Strike Freedom or Infinite Justice is classified as a third stage or higher weapon. It is classified as a weapon made with second-stage technology. The joints were developed with valuable fish-shaped armor, the engines were developed with Voyager Lumiere technology, and the optical afterimage generator was developed with Mirage colloid particles. Moreover, it is composed of new technologies that are an extension of each of the previous technologies. The Destiny Gundam, incorporating several new technologies, was completed as a mobile suit of a generation, Beyond Strike Freedom. Eventually, several Destiny Gundams were produced. Chairman Durano planned to form an elite unit by combining multiple Destiny Gundams with multi-race pilots. The name of the elite unit was Concruders. One of the people to be assigned to this unit was Haine Westernflus. He was supposed to pilot an orange Destiny Gundam. However, Haine died in battle before the Concruders could be formed, so his Destiny Gundam was never used. Haine's Destiny Gundam was completed and seems to be stored in Zaft's armory. It is unknown who the other pilots scheduled for the Concruder were. There is some fun speculation that Isaac Jewell may have been selected for the mission. In fact, Chairman Durano saved Isaac's life by speaking at his military trial. It was Chairman Durano who saved Isaac when he was being reprimanded for attacking civilians. Given that Chairman Durano personally spoke at Isaac's military trial to save his life, it would not be surprising if Isaac was assigned to the Concruders. The person Durano took the risk to rescue was Isaac. However, in the final Battle of Sea Destiny, Isaac pilots a Golf Ignited. Perhaps the modifications to his Destiny Gundam were not completed in time. Or maybe Chairman Durano, aware of Isaac's close relationship with Athran, was wary of Isaac's ideology and did not give him a Destiny Gundam. Imagining these elements can be a pleasant experience. Let's analyze the Destiny Gundam's weapons. First, let's talk about the Vulcan cannons mounted on its head. These are classified as Zeus Vulcan cannons and are used to intercept missiles and provide suppressive fire against enemies. The caliber is 17.5 millimeters, which is smaller than the 20 millimeter Zeus of the Impulse Gundam. There were no scenes in the TV anime where they were used. Next is the high-energy beam rifle. This is a new model of the beam rifle that has been improved from the second stage series. It achieves a significant increase in power and incredible rapid-fire performance thanks to the energy supplied by the Hyper-Deuterium engine. Some sources describe it as an improved and developed version of the beam rifle of the Impulse Gundam. Indeed, the design of the waist attachment connection adapter on the right side of the beam rifle is very similar to that of the beam rifle of the Impulse Gundam. Next is the Flash Edge 2 beam boomerang. This is an advanced version of the beam boomerang of the Sword Impulse. The linking mechanism installed on the flash edge of the Sword Impulse has been removed. The trajectory is controlled by a simplified rock gun system. In addition, it is equipped with a function to adjust the power of the saber. The Flash Edge 2 can also be used as a beam saber when held in the hand. Some believe that even when thrown, its power is enough to destroy equipment such as anti-beam shields. There is even a scene where the Flash Edge 2 destroys the arm of the high-end Akatsuki mobile suit. When used as a beam saber, its attack power is quite high. However, there were only a few scenes in the TV anime where it was used, and it was blocked by the Shield of Infinite Justice, which has extremely high defense with phase shift armor anti-beam coating and a beam shield. Next is the shield. It is a shield with an anti-beam coating. Like the shield of the Impulse Gundam, it has a retractable mechanism. The beam shield generator is installed in a different place than the shield. Therefore, there are no scenes where it is used at the same time as in Infinite Justice. It's a very simple device, and there are few scenes in the TV anime where it plays an active role. There is one scene where it defends against the explosion of a destroyed beam rifle. People often ask why the Destiny Gundam has an old-style shield when it has a beam shield. That is just my personal opinion. While the beam shield has extremely high defense, it also emits light from the beam, making it highly visible. Standing out on the battlefield is not always a good thing. Of course, in the Gundam series, there's also the idea that an ace pilot's brightly colored mobile suit boosts the morale of allies, intimidates enemies, and protects allies by drawing enemy fire to the ace pilot. In Gundam Phobia 91, a technology called Beam Flag appears, which uses beams to form flags to encourage allies. But in general, being noticed is not a good thing. Perhaps that's why it was equipped with a small shield. In addition, the beam shield that can be equipped on mobile suits was first introduced as a new technology with the Destiny Gundam and the Legend Gundam. The Earth Alliance's GATX series has a setting that increases the reliability and stability of weapons by adding new technology to old weapons. It's not surprising that the soft developers who absorbed the technology after stealing the GATX series had a similar mindset. As a result, this shield may have been equipped. Again, just my personal interpretation. Now let's talk about the beam shield, which is also a powerful defensive device. It's called the Solidus Fulgor Beam Shield Generator. Solidus Fulgor means solid and shining in Latin. It's an extremely powerful beam shield that can defend against the destroyed Gundam's beam cannons from the front, leaving the Destiny Gundam unharmed. This beam shield was developed for mobile suit use by analyzing the Artemis umbrella used in the Earth Alliance's space fortress Artemis. The Earth Alliance had no reason to volunteer this technology dated to plant. Just like how Chairman Duranda obtained the destroyed Gundam data, the Artemis umbrella data may have been secretly stolen. The pilot can adjust the deployment shape of the beam shield. It can be deployed to cover the entire body. It is effective not only against beam weapons, but also against metal bullets and explosions. Some sources say that it can also be used as a beam weapon. However, there are no scenes in the TV anime where this was used. Since it's a device that improves on the Moa's lightwave shield technology, attacks from inside the shield can be used without being affected by the beam. Next, let's talk about the high-energy long-range beam cannon. When not in use, it is folded and stored on the back. When unfolded, the barrel extends to 22 meters, exceeding the Destiny Gundam's full length of 18.08 meters. The unfolding mechanism of the barrel utilizes the miniaturization and mobility mechanisms used in the main body of the Destiny Gundam. Thanks to the abundant energy provided by the Hyper-Deuterium engine, it achieves extremely high destructive power and accuracy. This single weapon surpasses the artillery capabilities of the Blast Impulse Gundam. This weapon doesn't have a distinctive name, like the orsos of the gunner Zoku warrior or the carvels of the blast impulse. Among fans, it is often referred to by the nickname Nameless Cannon. Next is the Arendite Beam Sword. This is a large sword that has been improved and developed from the Excalibur of the Sword Impulse and the Tempest of the Gulf ignited. When not in use, it is folded and stored on the back. The beam blade can melt through enemy armor, and the metal blade can inflict additional damage. It has extremely high attack power and has been shown to cut and destroy the large destroyed Gundam that was Logo's trump card. It also easily destroys the shield of the highly defensive Akatsuki. In the battle against the destroyed Gundam, the beam blade extends to the tip of the sword. The Excalibur used by the Impulse Gundam once showed a beam blade extending to the tip in its battle against the Freedom Gundam. It was later noted that Excalibur can generate a beam blade to the tip by maximizing its power. The Destiny Gundam, with the beam extending to the tip of the sword, defeated Stingokui's destroyed Gundam. It also used Arendite to destroy other destroyed Gundams and continue to fly with the beam blade, extended after the battle. It may have adopted the Excalibur's powerful maximized output state as a standard feature. Among fans, it is sometimes said that the name Arendite seems to rank lower than Excalibur as a sword. This discussion compares the Excalibur, the sword of King Arthur from Arthurian legend, to Arendite, the sword of Sir Lancelot, one of the Knights of the Round Table and a companion of King Arthur. However, Lancelot is often referred to as a knight of equal power to King Arthur, and Arendite is also referred to as a sword that rivals Excalibur. So it's not necessarily a sword inferior to Excalibur. The Impulse Gundam was used to inspire Zap troops and for propaganda footage in battles against the destroyed Gundam, fulfilling the role of a hero to inspire the public. The Destiny Gundam, on the other hand, served to realize Chairman Durano's ideals. While the weapons are equal, the roles of the users are different, making Arendite a very fitting weapon for the Destiny Gundam. Lancelot eventually betrays King Arthur, leading to the downfall of the kingdom. Similarly, the Destiny Gundam in the movie Gundam Seed Freedom opposes the Kingdom of Foundation, which is trying to implement the Destiny Plan and destroys the giant beam cannon Requiem. The Destiny Gundam betrayed the Destiny Plan and became an adversary. While both involved betrayal, Shin's determination to forge his own destiny led to the protection of humanity's future. Finally, the Palm of Fire Palm Beam Cannon. Palm of Fire means palm harpoon in Italian. This beam cannon is mounted on the palm of the hand and was used in melee combat in the TV anime. It can be used as a beam cannon or form a blade like a beam saber. Some sources mention it being used as a beam cannon in games. In the battle against Infinite Justice, it was used to block a beam saber. In the Seed series, there is a setting where beam saber blades do not collide, but pass through each other. Therefore, shields with anti-beam coatings or beam shields are depicted as blocking beam sabers. Since it blocked Infinite Justice's beam saber, it may be using a new technology. The palm of Fire beam is depicted with a bluish-white light, which is unique among mobile suits. It is depicted as being different from other beam weapons. The structure of the weapon is similar to the Fun and Meta cannon mounted on the hand of the Zono. Although not explicitly stated, it wouldn't be surprising if the design was used since both are soft weapons. In addition, the palms of the Destiny Gundam are designed to be extremely durable. It grabbed and destroyed the Slayer Whip, a weapon of the Gulf ignited with palm of Pyokina. The Slayer Whip is powerful enough to cut through mass-produced mobile suits in a single blow. The palm of the Destiny Gundam with palm of Pyokina seems to be very sturdy. The ability to grab and attack is similar to the Shining Finger and God Finger techniques in G Gundam. Tomokazu Seiki, who voiced Domincash Shu, the protagonist of G Gundam, also voiced Isaac during the Seed series. Seiki commented the Destiny Gundam's weapon doesn't seem like a weapon used by others. However, palm of Pyokina is slightly different from Shining Finger and God Finger. Shining Finger and God Finger cover the palm with liquid metal to attack enemies. The Gundam Astray Red Frame in the Seed Astray series has a technique called Kuroikyu, which releases beam energy from the power connector on its palm to attack. This technique is not very powerful, only damaging enemy cameras, for example. It was a technique accidentally discovered by Logero and probably has no technical connection to Palmer Pyokina. Let's take a look at the exploits of the Destiny Gundam. How did Shin use the power he gained? There are many impressive scenes, but let's start with the battle in Orb. Orb is the home where Shin spent time with his family. Following Chairman Durano's strategy, Shin challenges the forces of Orb. Standing in his way is the Akatsuki. Seeing the flashy golden mobile suit, Shin assumes it is the command unit. At this point, Shin believes that his family lost their lives because of the failures of Orb's politicians and military. Of course, this perspective is not entirely wrong. This is the moment when the enemy of his family appears in front of Shin. Shin immediately hits the Akatsuki with his high-energy beam cannon. Compared to Kira and Athrun, Kagori is often considered to be a lesser pilot. However, Kagori is also a capable pilot who survived the fierce battles of Jack and Do. This scene showcases Shin's piloting skills and the flexibility of the Destiny Gundam, which can instantly deploy and fire large weapons. The Akatsuki reflects and neutralizes the beam cannon. Shin is surprised by the Akatsuki's performance. To confirm the beam reflection feature, he attacks with his beam rifle. Before the opponent can take the next action, he immediately shoots with the beam rifle. The beam rifle shots are again reflected by the Akatsuki's armor and neutralized. This scene highlights the difference in piloting skills between Shin and Kagori. When Shin sees the beam rifle shots reflected, he immediately equips the Arendite. What if Kagori had dodged the beam rifle shots? Shin might have continued to fight cautiously without fully understanding the properties of the Akatsuki's armor. Once he understood the properties of the armor, he immediately changed his battle strategy. Kagori's goal was to gain time to protect Orb. Ideally, it would have been better for Carrie if Shin hadn't discovered her Akatsuki traits. To protect Kagori, the old Murasame attacks the Destiny Gundam. Shin cuts the approaching Murasame from above in mobile armor mode. The Murasame's maximum speed is unknown. However, many sources state that it has high aerial combat capability compared to the Earth Alliance, and soft mobile suits. The Muwasame, which used its maximum speed to protect Kagori, was probably flying at high speed. Rather than face it head-on, Shin decides to attack from above a blind spot, demonstrating his remarkable judgment and piloting skills. Shin slices through the Akatsuki's shield with the Arendite. Seeing the Akatsuki lose her balance, he immediately attacks with the beam boomerang, destroying the joints. He judged that the black joints wouldn't reflect the beam. Just as Shin expected, the joints are destroyed. He also throws another beam boomerang at the unbalanced Akatsuki. Holding the Arendite in his left hand, he grabs the beam boomerang on his left shoulder with his right hand. This takes advantage of the design of the Destiny Gundam, which allows for human-like movements. Normally, the left arm would be closer to the beam boomerang on the left shoulder. However, the flexible joints of the Destiny Gundam make it easy to use the left shoulder's beam boomerang with the right hand. The additional beam boomerang thrown and the first beam boomerang approach the Akatsuki at the same time. Shin uses the complex trajectory of the boomerangs to trap the enemy single-handedly. At this point, the Akatsuki's defeat was almost certain. However, the sudden appearance of Strike Freedom's attack destroys both beam boomerangs. The ability to shoot down two beam boomerangs with curved trajectories at the same time is amazing. Shin is shocked by the reappearance of the Freedom. Then the battle between the Strike Freedom and the Destiny Gundam begins. The crush of the high-energy beam cannon and the Calidus from the front is a reenactment of a scene used in Zeta Gundam. There is a mysterious scene in this battle. After Shin loses the Arendite to the Strike Freedom's attack, the trajectory of the Destiny Gundam's beam rifle is visibly curved. What could this mean? Let's start with the easy interpretation. It is probably a reused beam effect from the Pastel battle. It reused the effect from when the beam cannon of the Calamity Gundam was reflected by the Forbidden Gundam. But could there be another interpretation? This is only my personal interpretation. Chairman Juano ordered that the Destiny Gundam be built with the best technology. Among ace pilots, the method of avoiding beam weapons by observing the gun barrel and predicting the moment of firing to dodge is well known. Athrun does it in Seed Destiny. In the Cedar Straits series, Guy Murakumo also does this. And Kate Madigan says the Jesh Mighty Panzer was designed to make it difficult to avoid beam weapons by altering their trajectories. The Jesh Mighty Panzer uses mirage colloid particles to manipulate the trajectory of beam weapons. The wings of the Destiny Gundam have a mechanism that uses mirage colloid particles. Isn't it possible that it is equipped with the Jesh Mighty Panzer? Of course, this is my interpretation, and the official setting does not say that the Destiny Gundam is equipped with the Jesh Mighty Panzer. After that, the energy level of the Destiny Gundam approaches the red zone. The Hyper Deuterian engine theoretically prevents this from happening. Mr. Shigeru Morito, who was in charge of the setting, said I would be happy if you interpreted it as consuming energy at a rate faster than the Deuterian energy charge can keep up with. The official website states the Destiny Gundam was still in the process of adjusting even after being used in battle. The intense battle with the powerful Strike freedom caused some abnormalities in the engine, and the energy charge could not keep up. There is a scene where the Freedom Gundam and the Justice Gundam also run out of energy while testing the meteor's beam sabers. Nuclear engines provide infinite energy, but they do not fill up immediately. Let's analyze the final battle between the Strike Freedom Gundam and the Destiny Gundam. Shin is determined to create a world without war, so the Destiny Gundam is used to protect the Destiny plan. Meanwhile, Kira decides to attack Sub to protect human freedom. The Strike Freedom Gundam is launched for the future of humanity. Shin and Kira each fighting for the peace and happiness of mankind, crushing an intense battle between their advanced Gundams. What's going on? Do you remember seeing a scene like this? Yes, back when the TV aired, magazines published illustrations that hinted at the final showdown between the Destiny Gundam and the Strike Freedom. But that battle never happened. They fought briefly, but the battle ended quickly. The final opponent for the Destiny Gundam turned out to be the Infinite Justice Gundam. Astron's Infinite Justice Gundam cornered the Impulse Gundam. The Destiny Gundam appears to save the Impulse Gundam from its predicament. Shin fights to protect the Destiny plan, understanding that it limits people's freedom, but believing that a world without war is worth it. He believes that even if freedom is limited, it's better if it leads to a peaceful world. The pursuit of freedom and ideals cost the lives of Moyosuke and Shin's family. Kira, in his fight with Razor Bow, said every living thing is given one life. This was directed at Rei, who was trapped in the belief that he was one cruiser. But can it be interpreted another way? Moyosuke is gone. A life once lost can never be regained. Kira and his friends fight to protect humanity's potential and future. They challenge the Destiny plan, which aims to create a world without war. Kira's words sound like those of a protagonist. But continuing conflict means that more people, like Mayu, could reappear. Shin may feel that even if humanity's potential is closed off, he wants to protect the one life of someone dear to him. Given the suffering Shin has experienced, it's understandable that he would accept the Destiny plan. The battle between the Destiny Gundam and the Infinite Justice Gundam begins. Luna Maria tries to mediate to stop the fight between Shin and Afran. Seeing the Impulse Gundam, Shin becomes confused. Images of Mayu and Stella appear in front of him. He also sees the Freedom Gundam, which shouldn't be there. The Freedom Gundam he sees is from the Seederer, not the Strike Freedom. This scene not only expresses Shin's state of mind, but also uses techniques from past Gundam series. Maya Sakamoto voices both Luna Maria and Moyosuke, whose voices are very similar. The use of similar voices was also used for Rara Kruse and George Alster, both voiced by Toshihiko Seiki. Slay Alster was shocked to encounter someone with her father's voice at an Earth Alliance base. The same phenomenon occurs in Seed Destiny. For Shin, the Freedom Gundam represents fear and death. He saw the Freedom Gundam when his whole family died in North. In the novel, Shin sees the Freedom Gundam as an angel of death. The appearance of the Impulse Gundam is very similar to the Freedom Gundam. Of course, the main reason is commercial. The appearance of a mobile suit, that resembles the angel of death confuses Shin. The use of the commercial design of a Gundam for dramatic effect can also be seen in the works of Yoshiyuki Tomino. Mr. Tomino is the creator of the Gundam series and director of many Gundam series, including the original Gundam and Zeta Gundam. In the original Gundam, the co-fighter's escape mechanism is used dramatically in the final episode. The co-fighter was designed at the request of toy companies for a robot that could combine and transform. The transformation feature of Zeta Gundam also had commercial reasons. To compete with transforming robots like Transformers and Macross Bakis, Zeta Gundam was designed to transform. After the final battle, protagonist Kamiyubi then suffers a mental breakdown, and Zeta Gundam never returns to its humanoid form, symbolizing Kamiyu's departure from humanity. This theme of losing one's human form is also explored in Gundam Unicorn and Gundam Narrative. In Gundam Narrative, a girl who has lost her human form expresses her desire to become a bird. Although these works were not directed by Tomino, they inherited his ideas and techniques. Later, the Zeta Gundam movie reworked the story. In the movie, after the final battle, Zeta Gundam discards its transformation parts and slowly returns to its humanoid form. Kamiyu happily reunites with the heroine without suffering a mental breakdown. The Zeta Gundam uses humanoid and transformation elements to enhance the story. In the final battle of Sea Destiny, the similarity between the design of the Freedom Gundam and the Impulse Gundam is used for dramatic effect. Some fans may find Shin's confusion sudden. The Impulse Gundam, Shin's longtime partner, should not be confused with the Freedom Gundam. However, Shin fights with deep emotional scars. In Cosmic Era 71, Shin witnessed the death of his family. In Cosmic Era 73, he saw Stellan Lucer die before his eyes. A similar character in another Gundam series is Hathaway Noah, the protagonist of Hathaway's Crash. In Universal Century 0093, Hathaway saw Quespara die before his eyes. In Universal Century 0105, he fights under the name Mafti Navy Urian. Hathaway's emotional scars can be seen in his messy signature. The terrorists in the story wear decorations similar to Quest's hair color. Seeing this, Hathaway freezes and becomes defenseless. This scene shows Hathaway's psychological damage. Despite the passage of 12 years, Hathaway's wounds have not healed. Given this, it's not surprising that Shin's mind was already at its breaking point. It had only been 2 years since he had lost his family. Just a short time ago, Stella died right in front of his eyes. Shin had few opportunities to see the appearance of the Impulse Gundam from the outside. He may have reviewed battlefield footage, but few showed the Impulse Gundam from the front without enemy cameras. Returning to the maneuver, the Impulse Gundam waited in close friender mode. Shin had very few opportunities to see the Impulse Gundam objectively. This confusion leads Shin to attack the Impulse Gundam and Luna Maria. Athrun stops Shin's attack. The Infinite Justice Gundam's beam saber destroys the Destiny Gundam's arms, and a kick with the gripping beam blade destroys its legs, ending the battle. Fans often discuss why the Destiny Gundam kicked the Infinite Justice. Maybe it had no other way to attack. Another interpretation could be that Shin believed that the Destiny Gundam's strong legs could withstand the kick. This is my personal interpretation, of course. Face-shift armor is often misunderstood by fans. Many believe that face-shift armor is weak against beam weapons. While it doesn't completely neutralize beams, it does provide better protection against heat than regular armor. In the final Battle of Sea, Genesis used high-power phase shift to neutralize a battleship's beam cannon. The Destiny Gundam uses a hyper-deuterium engine with phase shift armor technology applied to its internal frame, providing high beam resistance. In fact, the Infinite Justice's Griffin Beam Break instantly destroyed the Impulse Gundam's arms. However, the Destiny Gundam resisted the Griffin Beam Break for a short time. If the opponent wasn't Infinite Justice with its hyper-deuterium engine, the Destiny Gundam might have won against the Beam Break. But the Griffin Beam Break, using the high power of the hyper-deuterium engine, destroyed the legs of the Destiny Gundam. In the Blu-ray bonus audio drama, Shin remembers that moment. He thanks Saffron for stopping his attack, saying, "Thank you for stopping me back then." This scene also hides another technique used in past Gundam series. It's the heroine, connected to the protagonist, loses her life in battle technique. Admiral Ray accidentally kills Lolo Sun in the original Gundam. Kamiyu Bidan loses for Murasame in a similar situation. Thanks to Afran, Shin avoids the tragedy that Admiral and Kamiyu faced. In the audio drama, however, Afran finds it strange that Shin thanks him. Afran, who is not good with words, tells Shin, "It didn't feel like I was being thanked at all." This leads to an argument between Shin and Afran. Still, it's a much lighter moment compared to the tragedies Amaro and Kamiyu faced. Let's analyze the color of the buoy-shaped antenna of the Destiny Gundam. In Seed Destiny, it was painted yellow or gold. In Seed Freedom, it was painted white or gray. Let's look at the comments of the director, Mitsuo Fukuda. I have an image that's been fixed in my mind for over 20 years. A white buoy-shaped antenna represents the rightful protagonist. And for rivals or other roles, I think of colors other than white. Not everything follows this rule, but it is my belief. That's why the buoy-shaped antenna of the Destiny Gundam was changed to white in Seed Freedom. Of course, we should remember that this is the rule that Mitsuo Fukuda follows as a director. There are cases where the main Gundam has a golden buoy-shaped antenna. The buoy-shaped antenna of the original Gundam is white. However, on some toys and product packaging, it is painted yellow. The exact reason is unclear, but it's probably due to an oversight in the materials given to the toy manufacturers. It may also be related to the lower social status of TV, anime, and children's toys at the time. Perhaps the toy manufacturer just didn't care about the color of the horns. Today, the social status has improved significantly. Here's an example. In Gundam Unicorn, there's a mobile suit called Zeta Plus. When the Zeta Plus model kit was released, its parts were shaped differently from the official design. Bandai corrected the shape of the parts, announced it on their website, and offered replacements to those who bought the wrong product. It's a very subtle difference. Even I wouldn't be sure to notice it. Getting the color of a Gundam's buoy-shaped antenna wrong would be a big deal today. Whether Fukuda's idea that the protagonist's buoy-shaped antenna should be white was influenced by these circumstances is unclear. Well, Shin Asuka was designed with the concept of one of the possibilities Kira Yamato could have fallen into. By the end of the story, he could no longer deny the ideologies of Gilbert Duano or Ray Zobel. He became someone who fought based on the ideologies of others, not his own will. Shin made the wrong choice. After the battles of Sea Destiny, Shin thanks Athran. He admits his mistakes, apologizes, and expresses his gratitude. The original Gundam was painted yellow by mistake. Is it just a coincidence that the buoy-shaped antenna of the Destiny Gundam piloted by Shin, who made the wrong choice, is painted yellow? When Shin realizes his mistake and decides to fight with his own will, the buoy-shaped antenna of the Destiny Gundam he pilots is painted white. And it leads to amazing achievements. Did you feel the charm of the Destiny Gundam? It's such a cool mobile suit. In the games, there are scenes where it quickly switches weapons or continuous attacks. This is often set to be an original feature to make the game more exciting. However, the Destiny Gundam has a setting that says it was designed with human-like joint flexibility to effectively use powerful weapons. So the quick weapon switching and continuous attacks can be seen as an effective representation of the Destiny Gundam's capabilities. One weakness that is often mentioned is that if its arms are destroyed, its fighting ability is greatly reduced. This is true to a certain extent. The Strike Freedom has its abdominal beam cannon and the Dragoon system. The Infinite Justice has the fan and the leg-mounted beam sabers. When the Destiny Gundam loses its arms, it's left with the head-mounted Balkan cannons. However, very few pilots have the ability to destroy the arms of Shin's Destiny Gundam. In Sea Destiny, only Athran was able to destroy the arms of the Destiny Gundam. In Seed Freedom, it faced 4 powerful Black Knight squad at the same time, without taking any damage. Additionally, the Destiny Gundam's arms were able to withstand the powerful beam saber attacks of the Infinite Justice, powered by its nuclear engine, for several seconds. Only a handful of entities in the world can destroy the Destiny Gundam's arms. So, the notion that the Destiny Gundam's arms are a weak point might be debatable. Now you will control the Destiny Gundam for your next mission. Your mission is to protect the giant beam cannon Requiem. Unlike the TV anime, try to defeat the Strike Freedom. Press the subscribe button to activate the Wings of Light. Press the like button to set the engine to full power. Click the bell button to activate the Arendite. Good luck, everyone! See you in the next episode.